سلام أخي. 3 1 3 Ali.
The Moorish Empire of the Children of the Sun, which ruled the world for thousands of years, descendants of the Tartarian Moors. The global empire of the Children of the Sun. We are looking at the remnants of this glorious people, and we are looking at the colonizers and conquerors of their great achievements in the aftermath. The Moors completely civilized Europe, bringing advanced mathematics, architecture, sound vibration and frequency cymatics to build these great glorious structures in an advanced technology controlled and powered by aether energy. And they had built these glorious healing centers, now known as cities. Every design, every structure of the building was a ramification and an emulation of a process of powerful energy that can be generated, not only through the human electromagnetic conductor of our bodies, but just the resonance of the planet itself could generate so much healing energy for the human body and the human condition that we were able to create these glorious civilizations that became utopias. But the war started, and all of this advanced technology and all of this greatness was starting to be buried in resets as the technology was turned on itself. And the European colonizers, or the so-called white people, the European colonizers, have been rewriting history. These so-called Europeans that are now called white people have been rewriting history, trying to write the children of the sun and their empires out of the books, as well as culture vulture their identities, their style, their dress code. Everything about the children of the sun has been copied by Europeans. The Europeans have no culture. Everything they've ever achieved, they've stolen it and copied it from the children of the sun. The greatest theft in history has taken place, and the identities were stolen of the true rulers of the empires of the world, the children of the sun.
Moor, straight from the Latin.
Moor.
Folks from Mauritania.
Hiya!
By the Middle Ages, it meant the North Africans ruling Spain.
And they were Muslims, like me.
Uh-oh, here we go. Different words, same page. Got it now?
North Af.
Same word, different job.
Same page now.
And a lot less tangled.
In medieval Iberia, the Moors built Al-Andalus. Moor meant a people and a place, an ethnic and geographic term, not a religion. Many Moors were Muslim and European.
From Spain to Germany and a bunch of other spots, we were calling the shots for 800 years. 8 centuries in charge. That's how the story goes. By the 1400s, much of Europe was still in the dark. Muddy streets, few books, little learning. Then ships from Muslim Spain arrived with the Moors, carrying lamps, libraries, and know-how. For 8 centuries, the Moors shaped life in Iberia. But what happened after their long rule? Here's the story. By the late 1400s, their lands had shrunk to Granada. In 1492...
To me, Islam is more than a word. It's I, self, law, am, master. It starts within. I, self, body, mind, and spirit. Law, the measures of the universe. Am, harmony of...
Our strength is not in numbers alone, but in the unity of our hearts and minds. When we stand together, we can lift each other higher than we ever dreamed. Let us keep walking forward, hand in...
Brothers and sisters, we're not here tonight to talk hatred. We're here to talk about peace. And sometimes, when two people can't live together in peace, the best thing for both is to live apart in peace. Sir.
My brothers and sisters, dignity is our birthright. Our struggle is not confined to the streets of Harlem. It is linked to the cries of the oppressed across the globe. We must stand in unity as one human family, demanding respect and human rights.
Again, Ali, he left the Nation of Islam, right? Do you know the reason why?
Oh, no, we both did. And in 1975, when the Honorable Elijah Muhammad talked about the nation of Islam, he said he was going to give it up and he's going to discontinue it. He said, I want people to start following my son so he can teach you the true Islam. And he said that in a speech. Everybody heard it. And he said, I am going to dissolve the Nation of Islam. Just know you've learned something from it. But there's time for Islam 2.0 or whatever that is. And so you can learn about the true Islam. And we all did. We all transitioned and start following the Imam Warith Muhammad. And then he said that's what to do. And that's what we did. it's Louis Farrakhan just wants to keep it going. He made it come. He did it on his own to bring it back. It wasn't Elijah Muhammad's wish, but Louis Farrakhan wanted to bring it back, and he brought it back for whatever reason. He brought it back, but that wasn't the road we were supposed to continue with.
How do you feel about Farrakhan?
Uncle Louis, that's what I used to call him because I've been knowing him all my life. He's a man who teaches the historical facts of the Negro in America. What it used to be taught in the essence of the Nation of Islam. He's not a man that teaches you the religion of Islam, but he will teach you the social interreactions between the good, the bad, the evil, and the scripture. So, and he teaches from the Bible and shows the signs and symbols of the Bible. And when back in the day when I call myself the MGT and GCC, that knowledge is still embedded in us that will never go away. We'll carry that for the rest of our lives. And that's a lesson that we have learned that has been an education for us, to uplift us. Now it's time for Islam to uplift you. And but that's what he teaches his followers. You know, we respect him for that, but we are constantly learning Islam from the Quranic point of view.
How do you feel about the people that say that the Nation of Islam, they was jealous of Malcolm X?
A lot of people were. They were. That's a pure truth. It was. They even, thought that he was trying to take over his spot, which that was just a selfish way of thinking. But they thought it. But they didn't do anything about it. But they thought it. And
so the latest agenda that they pushing is that they're about to finally come out and expose the fact that they've known about extraterrestrials, right, for about a century now. Okay. But my thing is this: how you gonna expose the fact that you've known about extraterrestrials when this whole time, well, keyword extra, okay, more than, this whole time we are the extraterrestrials, okay? Melanated people, copper-colored beings, Black Americans, all right? We are the solution. We are the answer. We are the protection, okay? I don't believe anything this government tells me, okay? If they tell me I need to go left, I'm going to break my neck and go right, all right? They rewrote the history books and lied about everything, even small stuff, right? Small things like black cats are bad luck. This is a superstition that they put out there, right? Why is a black cat bad luck? Because it's black. First of all, it's not bad luck. It's good luck. Second of all, it's beautiful, right? Have you ever seen a panther, motherfucker, right? Small things, okay? Medusa. Don't stare at Medusa for too long or you'll turn to stone. Medusa wasn't nothing but a fine-ass black woman with some locks. You hear me? And if you stare at her for too long, you're not going to turn to stone, but you are going to get frozen with her beauty, by her beauty, okay? I love me a fine-ass woman with locks. Fuck is you talking about? And that religion that they gave you, that they forced upon you, that was to keep your ass soft like erectile dysfunction. I don't know how many times we got to go over this. They stole your land, built their heaven on it, and told you you had to die to get yours. They literally invaded our heaven, kicked us out of it, and made it their own. Sound familiar? Sound a lot like what's going on over there in the Middle East right now, don't it? And just like old girl said, any religion where you can be a murderer, a child molester, a thief, a liar, a serial manipulator, and all you got to do is confess your sins once a week, and then you could start over, rinse and repeat, and still get into heaven. I don't want to go to that motherfucking heaven. Is you out of your rabbit ass, man? This, right now, is their heaven. Peace and blessings.
The entire kingdom celebrated the birth of the prince. A woman, clutching a baby, fled into the darkness of the night, for she knew a secret no one else should know. That night, the sky over the kingdom of Nabutu was as dark as a giant curtain falling upon the earth. A strong wind swept across the dry fields, swirling red dust. In the distance, in the darkness, a woman was running. Her feet were bare, her dress tattered, her breath ragged as if about to burst. In her arms was a newborn baby wrapped in a thin cloth. The baby was crying, a small, weak cry, but enough to pierce the mother's heart. My darling, she whispered, running and clutching the baby tightly to her chest. You must be quiet, or they will find us. But the sound of horse hooves was getting closer. Torches flickered in the darkness. They were hunting her. The woman looked around in panic. The dirt road led to the edge of the village. Only one small house remained. The dirt road led to the edge of the village. Only one small house remained. She rushed to it, knocking frantically on the door. Please, open the door. The door swung open. An elderly woman stood there, holding an oil lamp. She is a Benny. Before she could say anything, the young woman knelt before her, tears streaming down her dust-covered face. Please save my child. She trembled as she held out the baby. Abeni looked at the child, a tiny red-faced boy. What's happening? Abeni asked. The woman shook her head. There's no time. The sound of horse hooves was very close. She clutched Abeni's hand. Please, raise him. Take him far away from Nabut. Abeni froze. But who are you? The woman didn't answer. She bent down and kissed the baby's forehead one last time. His name is Cairo. Her voice broke. If the gods have mercy, someday, I will come back to find him. She placed the baby in Abeni's arms. Then she stood up. She turned, and ran straight into the night. The sound of horse hooves immediately followed. Abeni stood silently at the door. The baby in her arms was still crying. She didn't know who the other woman was. But she knew one thing. This child was being hunted. Meanwhile, in the Nabutu palace, fire blazed brightly in the great hall. The servants ran back and forth. A voice echoed from the birthing room. Push again, your majesty. On the large bed, Queen Salira was struggling with the pains of childbirth. Sweat drenched her hair. She had waited for this child for years. Nabutu's place. A baby's cry rang out. The room held its breath, but only seconds later, the crying stopped. A midwife lifted the infant. Her face was pale. Your Majesty, she trembled. The baby isn't breathing. Salira opened her eyes. No. A scream rang out. No. Her voice echoed throughout the room. In the corner, midwife Marith pulled another person aside. The king must not know this. The other person ran, trembling. But what must we do? Marith lowered her voice. Nabutu cannot have another, she continued, her eyes darkening. We must find another child. 2 days later, Marith rode to Flag Village. She stopped before Abeni's small house. Abeni was carrying her child out onto the porch. Marith dismounted. Mama Abeni, I need your help. Abeni looked at her warily. What is it? Marith looked at the children. A powerful family has just lost a child. The mother will go mad if she doesn't have a baby to hold. Abeni hugged her child tighter. This baby is not mine. Marith took out a bag of gold. The gentle sound of metal clinking echoed. It will be raised in the palace. It will have everything. Abeni looked at the bag of gold, then at the children, then at the sky. After a long while, she sighed. Don't let anyone harm it. Marith nodded. I promise. Abeni kissed the baby's forehead. Its name is Cairo. Marith frowned slightly. That name will not be used again. Nabutu Palace in the Great Hall. King Talvin entered the room. Salira was holding the baby. Tears still streamed down her cheeks. Talvin smiled. Finally, Nabutu has an heir. He lifted the baby. The courtiers bowed. Talvin announced, I name him Prince Sephan. A shout echoed throughout the hall. Long live. But behind it all, Marith stood silently. She knew something the entire kingdom didn't know. This baby was not the king's child. That night, Salira summoned Marith to her private room. The candlelight flickered dimly. Salira asked, "How many people know the truth?" Marith answered softly, "Only Mama Abini." Salira looked directly into her eyes. Her voice was icy cold. "Leave no trace." Marith understood immediately. She bowed her head. "I will take care of it." Salira turned to the window. Darkness enveloped Naboo. She whispered, "No one is allowed to destroy my future." But Salira didn't know one thing. On the edge of the village, Abeni had left her house. She was walking in the shadows, a small bag on her back. She turned back to look at the village one last time, then whispered, "Gods, please protect that child." Because deep down, Abini knew that one day, the truth would return to Naboo. And when that happened, the entire kingdom would be shaken.
And the funniest one of all was against what he called aliens, extraterrestrials. That would be the final card. And over and over and over, during the 4 years that I knew him and was giving his speeches for him, he would bring up that last card. And remember, Carol, the last card is the alien card. We're going to have to build space-based weapons against aliens. And all of it, he said, is a lie.
What if I told you the biggest conspiracy of all might be just around the corner? Carol Rosen says she worked with Wernher von Braun, the rocket scientist who helped get us to the moon. But before he died, von Braun supposedly told her something chilling. That a staged alien threat would be used to unite the world under a single government. According to Carol, he called this the last card in a series of manufactured crises. First, it would be the Russians, then terrorists, then threats from space, and finally, aliens. Von Braun allegedly warned her not to fall for it. Is this just another wild conspiracy, or is there something more? Drop your thoughts below and let's talk about it. Would you believe in a fake alien invasion? Carol Rosen's testimony has circulated for decades, coming from someone who worked with America's top rocket scientist. The pattern she described seems eerily familiar, as we've seen these threats play out in real time. Now we have Space Force and UFO disclosures, with government officials admitting UAPs are real. Is this the setup von Braun warned about? Or genuine disclosure of extraterrestrial contact? What do you think is really happening?
Alien species, the Draconians. They hail from the Orion, Sirius, and Draco constellations, although their leaders reside on Orion. They are cold-blooded creatures with scales and bony plates. They are green, beige, or brown in color. They have clawed fingers and toes. The males have a distinctive mating claw on each thumb. They're about 6 to 7 feet tall, and they smell pretty bad. They are not emotional creatures like us humans, and they have no attachment to their offspring. The Draconians believe they were the first residents of the universe, and it belongs to them. They feel superior to every other race, especially humans. They are hellbent on conquest and control. They are master manipulators and puppet masters due to their billion years of evolution. But it's important to note that not all Draconians are evil. Just a lot of them. The Dracos have the ability to shapeshift, and will take the form of a handsome human male when impregnating a human woman. Then the Draconians will harvest the fetus within 2 to 3 months for their breeding programs. The female Dracos do the exact same.
Why are you letting them get you? Why are you letting them take you off your game? Why? Everybody listen to me. Quit arguing with people who, no matter what, will always find themselves on the wrong side. There's some of us who just have a certain inkling. We just have to be on the side of the non-conventional side. We want to go against an absolute truth just because. There are some of us like that. No matter how clear, no matter how obvious it is, they just want to be on the wrong side. Quit arguing with these people. Why you keep arguing with them? I mean, the funny thing is, all these people, you're always always arguing with, going back and forth with, a lot of these people never even been over here. They never been to Israel, they never been to Palestine, whatever, they've never even been here. All of their opinions are coming from the news. Most of the people don't even have friends that are Palestinians in even America. They don't even know a person as a Palestinian, but yet they always have something to say. So you're not even arguing against the person, you're arguing against what they saw on the news. But as a person who has lived here for quite some time, I have been in plenty of taxis with Palestinians. They have told me straight to my face that you cannot get rid of Hamas because we are all Hamas. Now, he probably doesn't speak for every Palestinian, so I hate to put that on him, but I've heard it. Just the other day here in our neighborhood, there are a bunch of Palestinian workers who were there who worked regularly inside of the grocery store. As the sirens start going off, rockets were being launched on Israel. Instead of ducking and running for cover just like everybody else, what did these workers do? They pulled out their phones and they started filming all the Jews running, and they started laughing, and they were making jokes and laughing. And these are the people that we see every single day who are stocking our groceries, who are there working in our schools, and they're laughing. Listen, I implore you, people of the light, don't get your blood pressure up arguing with people who don't know anything.
If you did not get rich in the next 3 to 5 years, it is your own fault. And the reason why I say that is because the government, the United States government, gives out gems like this. The United States Department of Defense, the DOD, will employ Hedera Network for its drones used in defense and national security applications to ensure post-quantum cybersecurity. Who cares what all that means? All you need to know as the average person is that, Hedera is a cryptocurrency. Not only that, the government is using it. The United States government, who allocates billions and trillions of dollars every year, they're using Hedera Hashgraph. Go find out what the cryptocurrency is, invest, and thank me later. If you don't do anything else.
These people are, in law, as Jewish as anyone else who has the right to move to Israel and claim citizenship. But many of them will tell you that their skin color means they don't get equal treatment in this country. Had Solomon Ticker been white, his family and friends believe he would not have been shot dead by an off-duty police officer during a confrontation in a park.
People have empathized and supported me, but it's not going to help. What will help is if the police in Israel change and go in a new direction. We need a new understanding from the roots all the way up.
Solomon's death prompted nationwide demonstrations led by Ethiopian Israelis who say they've endured decades of racism from the government and police. Tens of thousands of Ethiopians emigrated here in the 80s and 90s, encouraged by successive governments. 3 years ago, a ministerial commission made a series of recommendations after widespread discrimination against Ethiopian Jews was exposed. A coordination unit to prevent racism was set up, but critics say what has been done on paper isn't being put into practice.
The police, well, they're supposed to wear body cameras to film every interaction with Israelis of Ethiopian descent, but they're not. There are also supposed to be stiffer penalties for violent police officers and a reduction in the use of tasers, but there's no evidence that any of this has happened.
According to the Justice Ministry, the police have not published yearly reports on how officers who've acted in a racist manner have been disciplined.
We don't want no one to hug us or say that they understand our feelings. Feelings won't make me feel safe in the streets. What will make me feel safe is police officers being indicted over killing young black people. And it's not only young black men, it's also LGBTQ community. We have the Orthodox, we have Palestinians here that are suffering from police brutality. This is an issue of civil rights.
The police officer who shot Solomon is under house arrest. Solomon's name is 11th on a list of people who've been shot by the police in the last 5 years, according to official records. No police officers have been charged over any of those deaths. Bernard Smith, Al Jazeera, Haifa.
Can I ask you a personal question here?
Definitely, go ahead.
You, as a grandfather of a very large family here in Brooklyn, a son of Holocaust survivors, Your children are all prominent members in the city community. Do you make it clear to your family to actively oppose Zionism?
Certainly. Being against Zionism is a fundamental aspect of our identity as devout religious Jews. We believe Zionism is like idol worship, and that the Israeli government poses a danger to both Jews and Judaism. My father of blessed memory, who survived the horrors of the Holocaust and is the one and only left from a very large family, came here to the United States, and he rebuilt his entire family from the ashes. Instilled in us that the importance of this conviction, our entire extended family has always been deeply opposed to Zionism, and we continue to teach our children the significance of standing firmly against Israel's misuse of the name of Judaism and the Jewish people.
They call themselves Netanyahu, but it's just a stolen name, a Hebrew mask plastered over a European exile's face. His real name was Milikowski, born of Ashkenazi lineage from Poland. Benjamin Netanyahu has neither the blood, nor the land, nor the language of those he claims to represent. His Judaism is not that of the shepherds of Hebron, nor the poets of Jaffa. It is the Judaism of a colonizer from elsewhere who put on the prophet's robe to hide the scent of ashes. Because what he represents today is not a people, it is a machine. A political, military, ideological machine, a machine of steel and contempt. Netanyahu didn't grow up on the banks of the Jordan. He grew up in the salons of New York's conservative elite and the ultra-nationalist sermons of his father, Ben Zion, the hardline Zionist historian. He never spoke Arabic. He never shared bread with a Palestinian. He never had to bury a child beneath the rubble of an Israeli airstrike. He is not from this land. He took it. And yet he decides. He demolishes. He signs the orders.
Kairos is a time-related Greek deity, as opposed to Cronus, who is considered the god of time. Kairos is considered the deity of opportune time, or the right moment. This is why he is also considered the god of opportunity. The Greeks used to believe that everything had its right time to happen, but major opportunities happen only a few times in life, and they can pass very quickly. Kairos had a long top knot, while the rest of his head was hairless. For this reason, the ancient Greeks believed that, when the god came along with a great opportunity, one ought to seize it immediately. If you let the opportunity pass by, you cannot grab it, and the great opening will be lost forever.
Do you know the secret of Kairos? Knowing this secret is not just going to bring you success, but also clarity. You see, the ancient Greeks had two words for the word time. The first word was chronos, which we probably recognize because it's within some of the English words we use. But the second word is kairos, which meant opportunity. So here's the secret. Whenever chronos intersects with kairos, or time intersects with opportunity, at that moment, we can find success, or we will find the truth. You see, if someone is lying or deceiving us, time will always create the opportunity for that person to reveal the truth. And if we are using our time to develop our qualities and our skills, then time will also create an opportunity for us to use that moment to find success. And that time and opportunity moment comes through patience.
You have no idea. Do you know who that is? What that is? And what that has to do with the end of the world? If you don't believe in the Antichrist, and I don't have a religion, you will by the end of this video. This man existed. This is a real person right here. This is the spiritual, symbolic representation for the spirit of the Antichrist on earth. Oh yeah, the Antichrist already came. The damage has already been done. The world already ended. And those who watch this video until the very end, you'll have an understanding that many people simply cannot. This is a pope, and his name is Romanus Pontifex. I'm probably mispronouncing that. But this is the pope who was the physical embodiment of his time of the white horseman. Remember, the white horseman is in Revelations. The white horseman is said to be the conqueror. The white horseman is released in the first seal. And when this being comes on the earth, you will see conquering on the earth like you've never seen before. Now, first you got to understand what a spirit actually is. A spirit is not a ghost. A spirit is very real. First of all, I'm not saying that ghosts aren't real. Spirits are a personality or a pattern that does not need a physical embodiment in order to interact or be sensed by things around it. That's why you hear people say school spirit. Or you say that somebody's spirit is still here. I can feel your spirit in the room even when you're not. Or I felt the absence of your spirit. Archetypes are spirit. That's why you see certain entities and characters always coming up in every single story you read. But I digress. Not the Catholics, but the elites within the Catholic Church were the embodiment of the Antichrist. And they were the embodiment of the white horseman. Let me break this down. The white horseman was always supposed to be the Antichrist. If you read Revelations, you can tell. The white horseman conquers the world in a way that's never been conquered before. And the Antichrist acts like he's Christ, and he comes in the name of Christ, though he is not. This Pope was the one who sanctioned colonialism and slavery worldwide, not just of black people, of all people. And can you guess what was the name of the first slave ship? I want you to write that below, and it will all make sense to you. And when these Catholics came to to enslave people, they came and said that they come in the name of Christ, and that they are here to bring you to heaven, and they will put them in ships and take them to slavery. It gets deeper. Who were the people who killed Christ? The Romans, right? Who were the people who adopted the story of Christ to control their people? The Roman Empire, right? That happened with the Council of Nicaea. Go look it up. Who changed their entire image, right? Who claimed to no longer be a nation of kings, but instead of Christ figures, who used Christianity to conquer the world. That was the Catholic Church, people. Come on, know your history. Has there ever been a time where a small group of people have conquered the entire planet? The entire elite Western body conquered the entire planet under the name of Christ? That is the job of the White Horseman. There's a book that breaks this down even better. It's called FAMS, Food, Forest, Foraging, Hunting, Anti-Fragile Modern Society. You'll see it right here, but there's also a free version. It's the audio version. It's in a link at the top of the page. By page 40 in the book, you'll have a full understanding of what I'm talking about, but the book is actually bigger than that. You have to understand that the matrix, the medium or structure in which you develop in the shadow matrix, the great devourer, Babylon, is what you live in today. And you don't need, I don't have a religion, by the way. I'm not here to make you believe in Christianity, Islam, Judaism, any of that. I'm just here to give you the truth and give you a way out the matrix. This book shows you the way out the matrix and back to the Garden of Eden. We're meant to be technologically advanced hunter-gatherers, fully one with nature and God. But they have brainwashed you about hunter-gatherers, not telling you that hunter-gatherers are the one who created the Amazon rainforest. They don't tell you that they're the people who build some of those ancient monuments that you look at. They don't tell you that these people are way healthier than us. They don't tell you that they have an almost 0% depression rate, pretty much zero. They don't tell you that these people are living well beyond 80 years old. Why don't they tell you? Because hunter-gatherers are completely independent. And this system, this matrix needs you to depend on it, needs you to work those jobs that you hate working, paying this mortgage, the rent. It does not want you to be free, but this book allows you to get that freedom. Again, the free version is the audio version. It's in the link at the top of the page, or the physical copy is right here. I love you all. Peace.
but the main reason I'm here is to clear my name that I have nothing to do with Bitcoin, nothing to do with developing. I was just an engineer doing something else. And if you look at the time span, 2001, when it was supposed to be developed, I wasn't there. I was working for the government through a contracting company. That's not me. I never communicated with Bitcoins. Leah wrote all this?
Yeah.
2010 to 2000. I was at home.
Okay.
I wasn't working for anybody.
Okay.
I just believe that somebody put that fictitious name in there. Satoshi Nakamoto.
سلام أخي